Today I am delighted to announce the release of my Reversibly Cabled Scarf version 2.0. This is version 1 of the pattern. This is the actual scarf that I knit 10 years ago when the pattern was first published. I really wanted to update the instructions, but I also wanted to expand what the pattern offered. So many of the qualities of the original scarf are included in the new version, and that is that they are reversible cables. So there's an XOXO pattern up the center, and that cable is flanked on either side by rope cables. And the pattern looks the same on both sides of the fabric. So that's why they're reversible cables. So this is a nice thing to have in a scarf pattern because both sides of the fabric are often seen. Version 2 of the scarf pattern still includes a flat scarf as one of the options, but you have a choice of 3 different yarn weights: worsted weight, Aran weight, or bulky weight. This scarf was knit in a worsted weight yarn. The flat scarf version requires 2 needle sizes. A smaller needle is used at the start and finish of the scarf in order to control cable flare. Another option is this one, which is an infinity scarf. This one is a shorter scarf. This is about 32 inches in length, and you don't need 2 needle sizes. You only need 1 needle size because there are no ends to flare. Instead, the 2 ends are grafted together in pattern, but without having to deal with live stitches on the needle. So this is where the graft occurred. So you can see that there's no interruption in the pattern at all. This particular scarf was knit in a bulky weight 2-ply yarn, Cascade 128. And the scarf is about 8 inches wide and 32 inches in length. The final option is a cowl. This is knit similarly to the infinity scarf so that you use 1 needle size and you graft the 2 ends together. But it's a wider scarf and it includes 3 of the XO cables rather than 1 up the center, and the rope cables at the edges have been eliminated. You can mix and match these options further if you choose. You could knit this wider version using worsted weight yarn flat and have a much longer scarf. You just need to use more yarn for that. You have options for knitting the scarves using fully written out instructions or charted instructions, whichever is your preference. And I've laid out the pattern so that you only have to print out selected pages depending on which scarf option you're knitting and whether you prefer the written or charted instructions. I've included a number of tips in the pattern to help you keep track of where you are in the pattern and to help avoid mistakes. And I've also created a playlist of videos that might help you customize the pattern to your choosing. In addition, I have created a discussion thread in my Ravelry group Rox Rocks specifically for this particular project. You can ask questions if you run into trouble, or you can share photos of your completed projects. I'll be sharing some additional tips in the discussion thread as well. If you're interested in purchasing this pattern, I've included a link down in the description box below. If you purchase version 1 of this pattern already, you will automatically be sent version 2 through your Ravelry account. If you want to learn more about reversible cables or see how to fix miscrossed cables, I've included those 2 videos right here on the screen, but don't forget there's a playlist associated with this particular scarf pattern on my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week with a new Technique Tuesday video.